Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island 2019, episode 14. So today's episode, as you know, we've all been anticipating the vote that's going to send somebody home out of the couples that are in the bottom two, which are Anton and Elma and Lucie and Joe. So at the beginning of the episode, Yewande and Danny seem to be having some issues. I'm not that surprised that they are, but I'm surprised that it's Yewande at the kind of centre of the issues rather than it being Danny. As I've said before, I don't think Danny is really being that genuine. I feel like Yewande is just somebody who's convenient right now. Yewande's kind of reason for it was kind of like how she's got like some insecurities and she's got issues she's got to deal with, and until she deals with that, she's not going to be able to move forward in a relationship. And my thing with that is kind of like, if that's the case, then it's not just going to be Danny that's the issue, it's going to be every single person that comes through that you kind of are attracted to. Surely you'd have the same issue with that. So my thing with that is that the real reason, or is she just trying to make an excuse as to why she doesn't want to be with Danny anymore? And also, it's kind of like, Yewande, this is a game. Like, you know, the game is that you have to be coupled up with somebody. You know, she hasn't really shown interest in the new guys. So my thing is like, what are you doing? Like, because if somebody else comes in, or even Maura, she's desperate for somebody, Maura might turn around and be like, oh, okay, let me try with Danny now since him and Yewande aren't working out. And then it'll be a situation where it's recoupling time and the person who doesn't get picked gets sent home. And if that's her, then she's gone. So I think Yewande needs to think about the game. And I feel like she shouldn't be talking about not wanting to be in a couple with someone unless she has a backup plan, unless there's somebody else coming in. So yeah, I think Yewande really needs to think about the game that she's playing. So yeah, I'm hoping perhaps maybe this is just a rough patch and they'll make up. But yeah, obviously I want Yewande to have a really long and fruitful game, but I just feel like she's not playing the game very well. What do you think? Do you think Yewande is being genuine with why her and Danny aren't working out? Like, she's got insecurities and issues that she has to deal with? Or do you think she's just making up an excuse? And also, do you think she's just being genuine, or do you think that she needs to like get her game plan together? Also, Elma's feeling a bit salty about the whole conversation with Maura being a hypocrite, you know, saying girl code and whatever. And at first she doesn't say anything, she kind of like bitches about Maura behind her back. And when she was doing that, I was just like, I'm not here for all of this behind your back kind of thing. Like, you know, this show's hella dry. I need people to confront people because this show is hella dry. I'm not here for the behind your back kind of thing. My thing is like, if you feel something, say it with your chest. So she does confront, she does pull up on Maura and she does confront her and she doesn't hold back. So I can respect her for that. Maura did not see that coming. She didn't really have an excuse for anything and they kind of just squashed that beef. But I definitely rate Elma for the way that she handled that. She handled that with class and, you know, she wasn't accepting any of Maura's excuses. Joe apologizes for his questionable behavior the other episode when he was telling Lucie not to hang out with the boys anymore and just hang out with the girls, and that's all cool and dandy, but I don't forgive Joe for that. I don't think he's redeemed himself now, because this is a pattern now. The first time he did something problematic, he apologizes, and the second time he apologizes again. I'm sure, as we all know, he did leave. I'm sure if he was to continue, if they were to have been saved as a couple, I think the behaviour would continue, and it'd be a lot of this him saying things and then apologising for it. And it's like that poem, you know, he gave me flowers and then at the end, like, she ends up dead. Like, it's giving me them vibes. So yeah, I don't think him apologising gets him off the hook for anything. And he also told Lucie that he's fallen for her, and, you know, that was a cute, you know, all things aside, that was a cute moment, but it's kind of like Amy already packed Joe's bags as just peak. So obviously there wasn't really that much drama. It was quite a very slow burner of an episode, and just like that, Caroline's back in the villa. And I just gotta say, Caroline is looking very good this season. Her tan is looking good, her hair colour's looking good, her hair's looking good, and the fillers are a lot more natural this season. They were a bit too puffy last season. I think this season she's got it just right. So obviously there was the whole thing where, you know, Caroline says who's safe, and my issue with that, obviously we already knew who was in the bottom, but my issue with that is that I feel like Caroline should have, at the very least, actually it would have been even more saucier if Caroline said who voted for who, like which couple voted for each other, or maybe if that's revealed the next time. But I feel like they should have revealed it then. But at the very least, they should have at least revealed how many votes that they got. So it should have been like with 0 votes, Amy and Curtis are safe with this many votes. This and whoever is safe, and then, you know, said how many votes Joe and Lucie and Elma and Anton got. I feel like that would have made it a lot more juicier. Obviously, I kind of already knew what the results were. I feel like everybody knew what the results were. It wasn't even, you know, that kind of feeling of anticipation, like who's gonna go. Like we all knew who was gonna go. And like what I found funny was like the edits of like Tom and stuff with his head in his hands. Like, you just got here yesterday, why are you so invested? That's why I feel like maybe that was some like dodgy editing, like, you know, when they just edit any reaction just to try and make it look interesting. I thought that editing was quite strange. So Elma goes. I'm really sad that Elma went. I was really liking her. I liked how she stuck up for herself with the Maura situation. I wanted to see her and Tom get to know each other more, and I wanted to see that dynamic. And I feel like after she stuck up with herself with Maura, I feel like that would have brought more drama now if she was to have stayed, and it would have been another kind of triangle thing. Like, well, maybe not a triangle thing, because I think Tom did like Elma more. But yeah, there would definitely been a lot more drama with Maura. So that was, I feel like her time was cut short, and I'm upset that everybody did, like, the majority of people did vote for Anton. I can understand why people did vote for Anton, but I still would have preferred Elma to stay, and I think it's a shame that she left quite early. And obviously and it was like a no-brainer. Joe was going, and I feel like he knew. I'm not sure if he knew, but obviously when it was revealed that he was in the bottom, Joe was pissed. Joe was visibly pissed. And I would have been pissed too, because it's like, it's so clear that they were quite a strong couple. Yes, they had arguments, but they were still a strong couple. And the whole house basically screwed them over. Well, not the whole house, but, you know, Amy and Curtis and the cult of Amy definitely screwed Joe and Lucie over. And I would have been pissed too, because that was a piss take. That Joe and Lucie, of all of the couples being in the bottom, that was definitely a personal issue there, rather than them voting logically. So Joe was pissed. Amy was fucking loving it, the fucking witch. She was smiling from ear to ear. But I feel like she was pissed off that Lucie stayed, and I guess she's kind of twigging on, because obviously it gives an indication what the public thinks, you know, who they kept. So obviously the public like Anton, but then again, that could have been an easy pick because Elma just got here yesterday. So that would have been like an easy assumption. But Joe and Lucie have been there from the beginning, and most of the issues haven't been with Joe. They've been targeting mainly Lucie. So the fact that the public picked Lucie to stay, Amy's not stupid. She's playing a game. She wants to be the big couple. She's very aware of public perception. So definitely, I feel like she was quite shocked that Lucie was picked, and I think she's quite disappointed. And perhaps we might even see a change in Amy's behaviour, because she might be thinking, oh, well, the public like Lucie. If they see that I'm kind of picking on her, bullying her, trying to meddle with Lucie, they might not like me anymore. So I think we could even see a change of behaviour with Amy. And then obviously at the end, they were all hugging each other, saying their goodbyes. Personally, I would have told all of them to fuck off or not even come near me, because they all voted me out, especially Joe and Lucie. Like, when they were hugging them all, like, you all voted them out. Like, they were good. I would have told them, like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I know you guys voted me out. Like, how dare you? You know that we weren't the least compatible couple, but yet you still chose us. They're good for behaving. Me, I wouldn't have. So Joe and Lucie have their kind of little moment at the end of the episode before Joe says his goodbyes, and he tells, Lucie he's going to wait for her, but he doesn't tell her to leave with him. I think he was smart enough to know that he would be maybe not crossing the line, but he knows how it would look if he asked Lucie to go. So I think he was very aware of being careful not to tell Lucie to go with him. So now I guess the whole dilemma is, and I kind of like alluded to it in the next episode, is what is Lucie going to do? Does she like Joe enough to leave the villa right now? And is she going to stay? And also, what is that going to mean for her friendships in the house? Tommy and Molly, I think it's very clear that they did vote her off. And obviously, I feel like she twigs that too, that Tommy and Molly did vote for her and Joe. So in the preview, we see that she says, the only person I can trust is you and Anton. And I'm guessing she means Maura, because she knows she can't trust the other people in the house. And even when Amber was like coming up to her and like trying to console her, like, Amber, you voted for her, and Lucie, you have voted for her and Joe. So it's just like, what the hell? Lucie knows that she can't trust anybody in the house. I feel like I'm not sure if in the next episode they will reveal who voted for who, but I think Lucie knows that she has like no alliances in the house really, and that everybody in the cult of Amy are fake bitches. I'd be interested to see if she does confront anybody. If she confronts Amy, I'd be interested in seeing that. But I don't think she's gonna leave. I'd be very surprised if she does. Obviously she's upset, which is understandable, but it's only really been 2 weeks. There's 4 weeks left. I don't think that she's going to leave. But let me know what you think. Do you think that Lucie is going to leave, or do you think she's going to stay? And if she does stay, do you think she'll have a good chance of finding somebody else? So on Twitter, it's kind of looking like people are pretty happy that Joe has left, but people are in two minds of whether Lucie is going to leave the villa too. And a lot of that Theo meme's going around, like, when he said, like, if she really liked him, she should leave too. But what do you think? Do you feel like if Lucie really likes Joe, then she should leave the villa? People aren't really liking Amy. They're not really here for the facial expression she was making during when Lucie and Joe found out that they were going to be up for elimination. I've seen a few more people defending her, though. I've seen some people think that, people are just nitpicking at her, being too extra, finding anything wrong with her. And some people feel like she hasn't done anything wrong. So if there is any Amy fans out there, don't be shy and reveal yourself. I won't judge you. And I'm seeing a lot of support for Elma. A lot of people suggesting that she should be brought back, which I'd be here for too, but it's like, but where was the support in the voting? Where was the support in the voting? Because what does Anton really bring? Like, if Anton was to leave, not much would change. So yeah, if you're tweeting that you think that Elma should have stayed and that Elma was robbed but voted for Anton, I'm going to need you to be quiet and think about what you've done. Also, if you haven't yet, follow me on Twitter. My handle is at shannonbafundilaenquiries. That's shannonbafundilaenquiries. I usually live tweet about the show during the episode, and I also tweet about it during the times when it isn't on TV. So feel free to @ me and tweet me your opinions during the show or whenever. But yeah, I feel like today's episode was okay. Decent. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think Lucie's gonna do, and yeah, just let me know your general thoughts. Until next time, guys, bye.